My beloved child, I want you to pause for a moment in the hurried stream of life so you may hear my whisper deep within your soul. There are things that may seem like insignificant details, yet in truth, they carry decisive weight for your destiny. I see every step you take. I know the hidden thoughts you have never spoken to anyone. I perceive the shadows lurking around you, trying to hold you captive in old patterns. You have often felt as though an invisible veil has covered you, keeping you from moving forward, making your efforts heavy and unfruitful. You call it weariness. You label it unfavorable circumstances. But I tell you, there is a deeper reality that human eyes cannot see. There is a restraint at work, not to destroy you, but to pull you away from the purpose I set for you from the very beginning. You have asked yourself many times, why do your efforts seem to stop at a certain point? Why do doors that seem to open suddenly slam shut? Why do the dreams planted in your heart keep running into delays? You have prayed, you have wept in silence, you have tried to break free, yet it feels as though a wall stands before you. My child, this is no accident. It is spiritual resistance raised up to hinder your path. Just as Israel was surrounded by enemies on their way into the Promised Land, you too are walking through a battle you cannot win by your own strength. But I, the one who led my people through the Red Sea, am the very same one stretching forth my hand to break the unseen chains around your life. I did not call you to live a common, ordinary life. I placed within you a great seed, a mission beyond human calculation. And because of this, the enemy trembles, striving to stop you, whispering doubt into your mind. I know the long nights when you lie awake, feeling the light of hope flicker out. I know the times you compare yourself with others and feel inadequate. I see the moments when discouragement tells you to give up, yet you rise again with the last bit of strength left in you. It is in those very moments of weakness that I draw near, not to rebuke, but to lift you up. My promise in Psalm 3:4-1-8 is true. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You are not abandoned. I am closer to you than ever. I want you to understand that the resistance you face is not the mark of failure. It is proof that you are standing at the threshold of breakthrough. That is why the battle has grown fierce, for darkness always rises against light. Yet take courage, for my power is greater than any force that can rise against you. Today I want you to shift your perspective. Do not see obstacles as a verdict against you. See them as reminders that you are on the right path. Do not let delays convince you that I have forgotten you. On the contrary, it is in those seasons of waiting that I am deepening the roots of your faith, teaching you to depend, training your spirit to stand firm against all adversity. Like a potter shaping clay with skilled hands, I am using every trial to mold you into a vessel strong enough to hold the abundance of blessings about to come. If you give up midway, a vessel not yet fired will shatter easily. But if you endure, the finished work will be lasting and glorious. I am teaching you the lesson of patience, not to prolong your pain, but to prepare you with a foundation that cannot be shaken. Remember, I called Abraham out of his homeland and promised him descendants as numerous as the stars, yet he had to wait decades before that promise became reality. David was anointed king in his youth, but he endured years of fleeing before ascending to the throne. Paul was chosen to proclaim the gospel to the nations, yet he faced countless prisons and beatings. So, my child, the delays in your life are not rejection, but preparation. Every day you persevere brings you closer to the fullness I have ordained. Do not let exhaustion blind you to this truth. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:3-1. Do not let your eyes fix only on the wall before you. Look beyond to the one who holds the keys to every door. Offer me your weariness, surrender your tears, and let me transform them into a new strength. I do not want you merely to survive. I want you to live abundantly in freedom and joy that only I can give. You are not as weak as you think. Within you burns a flame I, myself, have kindled, and that flame will never die. Keep it burning brightly through prayer, obedience, and unwavering faith. The enemy may raise barriers, but it cannot extinguish the fire I have placed within you. As long as you walk with me, no wall can prevent you from reaching your destiny. Today I speak to you. Prepare your heart. I am making a way in the wilderness, breaking open the iron gates, shattering the chains. I do not come merely to expose the problem, I come to bring the solution. My presence is the answer to every fear. Believe that what I begin, I will also bring to completion. Every word I speak is true and will never fall to the ground in vain. If you believe, if you walk in conviction, you will witness miracles beyond your understanding. I call you to compromise no longer with fear. Do not let the voice of failure rule your mind. Proclaim my promises, stand firmly on the foundation of truth, and move forward with courage. This moment is for you. It is not merely a message, but a summons from heaven. I am calling your name among multitudes, because I know you need these words to awaken, to break free from the endless cycle. Do not doubt this moment, for it was ordained before you were formed in your mother's womb. I saw this day long ago, and I prepared these words to come to you right on time, stirring within you hope, courage, and faith. You are not alone. I am here right beside you, waiting for your response, my precious one. Now I want to open your eyes to see more deeply into what has been hidden. The hindrance you are experiencing does not always appear as a massive wall before you. Often it is subtle, like an invisible cord wrapping around your heart, allowing you to take a few steps forward, only to pull you back again. It might be a relationship that seems friendly, yet drains your strength, sowing doubt instead of faith. It might be a whisper in your mind that makes you feel unworthy, inadequate, incapable. It might manifest as repeated circumstances where, just as you are about to seize an opportunity, something happens to halt your progress. You tell yourself it is coincidence, but I declare to you it is a deliberate strategy of darkness designed to keep you from blessing. My child, I do not want you to live under the illusion that everything is random. In the spiritual realm, nothing is ever mere chance. I have already spoken through prophecy. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. There is one who lurks, seeking to rob you of joy, hope, and confidence. It does not always come in a terrifying form. Often it comes through subtle thoughts, seemingly harmless words, or repeated small failures that slowly convince you that you cannot go on. And when you believe that lie, it becomes a chain binding you. That is why I am exposing it today, so you may see clearly that you are not the victim of chance, but the target of a spiritual assault. Yet even in this very moment you are covered by my presence, and I have placed weapons in your hands to fight. The weapon you hold is not physical strength, nor the intricate strategies of humankind. Your weapon is my promise, your steadfast faith, your earnest prayers, and my unconditional love. When you open your mouth to declare the truth, darkness cannot stand. When you choose to forgive instead of clinging to resentment, invisible chains are broken. When you choose to trust my word over the whispers of doubt, you are pushing back spiritual oppression. Remember, even a mustard seed of faith can move mountains, as I declared in Matthew 17:20. So then your faith, though small when placed in me, carries incomparable power. My child, you do not walk in your own strength, for my Spirit dwells within you, guiding and strengthening you each day. Perhaps you are thinking, but I have prayed, I have believed, and still nothing has changed. My beloved, understand that prayer is not simply handing me a list of desires and waiting for them to appear instantly. Prayer is a journey of walking with me, listening to me, allowing your heart to be shaped according to my will. Sometimes the answer does not come immediately, not because I have not heard, but because I am preparing you, removing what is not fitting, and opening within you the capacity to receive more than what you are asking for. Just as a child cannot drive a car when he has only learned to walk, you too need time to grow so that when the blessing arrives, you will be able to carry it well. Therefore, do not lose heart when results seem delayed. Continue to pray, continue to stand firm, because every word you lift up is stored by me, and in the right season, it will blossom into fruit. Begin to discern clearly the factors that are pulling you back. It may be a connection that needs to be released, a habit that must end, or a thought that must be renewed. Do not be afraid when I point these things out to you. Obedience may bring a momentary sting, but it will lead to lasting freedom. Just as a vine must be pruned to bear more fruit, so too must I cut away what hinders you. And trust this, everything I do flows from love, never from a desire to harm. I want you to walk light, free of burdens. You were not created to carry the weight of bitterness, doubt, or fear. You were made to live in light, to reflect my glory, and to walk in joy and peace. When Moses stood before the Red Sea, and the people trembled, waters before them, enemies behind, I spoke, move forward, and in that very moment, I split the sea and made a way no one expected. I want you to believe that I will do the same in your life. No matter how insurmountable the obstacle appears, when I speak, seas divide and mountains move. You do not need to understand how I will act. You only need to trust and step in obedience. Every small step of faith you take will open into a greater path. I do not want you paralyzed in fear. I want you advancing, for it is in your moving forward that my power is revealed. My beloved child, I have promised never to leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 1:3-5. When it feels like the whole world has turned its back, I am still here. When you feel drained, I am the source of new strength. When you see no way out, I am the light that leads. Do not let lies take root, lies that say you are worthless, that you are a failure, that you cannot change. You are my masterpiece. You are chosen, loved, and destined for a great purpose. Nothing can change that truth, regardless of your circumstances. So rise up, shake off the dust of disappointment, and walk with the assurance that I go before you. Today I want you to declare this with your own lips. I am not bound. I am not hindered. I am set free by the Almighty. Speak it out, not as a hollow ritual, but as a confession from your soul, so that it penetrates every breath you take. When you do this, you are aligning your heart with my truth, and that truth will set you free. Do not wait until everything is perfect before you believe. Believe right in the midst of struggle. That is true faith. Faith that shakes the heavens and unlocks wonders. You do not need enormous strength to be free. You only need a small but genuine trust placed in me, the Creator and Sovereign over all. Let these words echo within you. Engrave them in your memory so that when storms arise, you have something to hold on to. I am your refuge, your strong tower, the one who shields your soul. You do not need to fear any scheme formed against you. Trust that my presence covers you, and rest in my love. Walk in faith, for you are in my hand and no one can snatch you away. My beloved, the solution does not lie in your own strength, but in your intimate connection with me. You have asked yourself many times, why do I keep circling the same cycle, stumbling in the same place? My child, it is because there are territories that can only be conquered by spiritual power, not by human effort. The more you strive in your own strength, the more exhausted you become. But when you surrender and let me lead, doors will open, and the invisible cords will fall away like ashes. You do not need to fight alone, for I have already given you heavenly help. My Holy Spirit is your intercessor, your strength, and your warrior who fights alongside you. Remember, breakthrough does not come simply by recognizing the barrier, but by walking in obedience. There are steps you must take to affirm your faith. It may be forgiving someone who hurt you, even when your heart does not feel ready. It may be laying down a relationship that seems familiar yet is draining your soul. It may be choosing to stand firm in faith, even when no evidence is before your eyes. My child, every act of obedience, no matter how small, carries the power to break chains. For where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. 2 Corinthians 3:17. The more you allow my Spirit to move, the more you will see walls fall, not by your strength, but by my limitless power. I want you to move forward courageously, not only in words, but in concrete action. Begin with renewing your mind. Cast out every deceptive thought, whispering that you cannot, that you are unworthy, that you have no value. Those lies have caused you to doubt yourself and to doubt me. But I declare that you are my workmanship, created in Christ Jesus, to do good works which I prepared beforehand. Ephesians 2:10. When you hold fast to this truth, it becomes your shield against every fiery arrow of the enemy. Do not let your mind drift with fear. Let my word shape every thought. Each day remind yourself, I am chosen, I am the child of the King. I am covered by unshakable love. The opposition you face is not an ending, but the starting point of a new season. Do not see it as a final closure, but as a test that will open the way to greater doors. When Job endured severe trials, he thought all was lost. Yet in the end, I restored him with twice as much. In the same way, every tear you shed, every prayer you whisper in the midnight hours is not wasted. They are seeds sown into fertile ground, and a harvest of abundance awaits you. Do not let the present cause you to forget my promise that all things work together for good to those who love me. Romans 8:8. Begin this journey with faith in action. Do not merely hear and nod in agreement. Step forward with determination. If I stir your heart to seek counsel, go and seek it. If I command you to cut off what does not belong to you, obey immediately. If I place a new opportunity before you, seize it with courage. Act, for delay only makes the obstacle stronger. I know that letting go can feel painful, but trust that I never take away without giving something better in return. And as you walk, keep a heart of gratitude. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door of blessing. Give thanks not only for what you have received, but also for what is being prepared. When you praise in the midst of the storm, darkness trembles and retreats. Worship changes the atmosphere. It lifts your soul above adversity. You will see that even in trials, my joy is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. Do not wait until everything is perfect to begin believing. Believe now. Declare freedom even while you still feel the chains. Speak of victory even while the battle still rages. That is the faith that shakes heaven and earth. It is the faith of Abraham, who believed even when he had not yet seen, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Walk in this truth, for your faith will become the lamp that lights your path even when darkness surrounds. Do not let the past hold you back. Do not let the words of others define you. Do not let self-imposed limitations bind your soul. I am opening a new season for you, a season of freedom, of abundant life, of overflowing blessing. The future is not in the hands of the enemy, it is in mine. And in my hands you are safe, you are protected, you are destined for glory beyond imagination. Step forward, my brave warrior. Do not stare at the burden beneath you. Lift your eyes to me, and you will see the way wide open. Today, choose to rise and proclaim your freedom. Let my word echo within, I am with you. No one can stand against you. Walk in that confidence. Let your heart overflow with hope. Live with the assurance that the best is yet to come, and you will witness blessings in abundance. This is your moment to break through, to step out of the shadows and into the glorious light I have prepared. My beloved child, when I bring this warning, it is not to make you fearful, but to open your eyes to see more clearly the spiritual reality you have not fully recognized. You once thought delays and repeated failures were mere coincidences or a stroke of misfortune. But I tell you plainly, they are the result of dark forces working in secret to weaken your heart, rob your joy, and make you doubt yourself. They never reveal themselves openly, but hide behind ordinary events, harmless words, or fleeting thoughts in your mind. That is why I must remind you that your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. 1 Peter 5:8. If you are not watchful, you can easily become the prey of these schemes. My child, to overcome you need more than strength, you need divine discernment. I have given you the ability to recognize what is true and what is false, what is my voice and what is the enemy's. Yet you must intentionally seek desiring the light to expose the shadows within your soul. I see how often you have listened to lies whispered into your mind that you are not good enough, that you have gone too far to ever return, that the dreams you carry are foolish. These words are not from me, for I created you in love and declared, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 2:9-11. When you begin to discern the source of every thought, you will know what to hold on to and what to cast aside at once. Discernment is not a distant gift reserved for a chosen few. It is a treasure I freely give to all who earnestly seek me. When you set aside time to pray, when you open the scriptures and meditate in those very moments, my Spirit is training your soul to listen. Many times you expect a booming voice from heaven, but in truth, my guidance often comes as quiet peace, as a gentle prompting you can only sense when your heart is still. That is why I call you to practice listening. Lay down the noise of the world, step away from distractions that crowd your mind, so that you can clearly perceive when I whisper your name. The enemy only has power when you allow him to cloud the truth. Once my light shines, his schemes are exposed and his grip is broken. This is why I not only reveal the problem, but also lead you through the renewal of your mind. Let my word become a sharp sword that cuts through every chain. Each time you proclaim truth, you are weakening the strongholds that darkness has built. Speak life. I am created in the love of God. I have a purpose. I am set free by the power of Christ. These declarations are not mere sounds. They are spiritual weapons acknowledged in heaven and dreaded by the enemy. My child, what I teach you is not meant to stir your heart for a moment and then be forgotten. These are principles of life, practical steps you must apply daily. When you discern the root of fear, confront it with trust. When you recognize a relationship draining your soul, sever it instead of delaying. When you feel the stirring to pray, do not push it aside because of busyness. Every act of obedience opens the way for freedom and breakthrough. I know it is not easy, but you are not alone. I will strengthen you in every step. And when you choose me over the voices around you, you are proving yourself to be a true warrior in my kingdom. Do not be afraid when the truth about hindrances comes to light. The truth may sting for a moment, but it will set you free forever. Believe that I expose not to shame you, but to heal you. I peel away the coverings not to condemn, but to restore. Like a potter repairing a cracked vessel, I am reshaping your life with gentleness yet with power. The end result will be a masterpiece reflecting my glory. You will no longer live in doubt, but in light, with eyes opened wide to see my plans. My child, I want you to understand that no trial in your life is meaningless. Every obstacle, every delay, even the tears that feel wasted, are all woven into a greater design I am crafting. You may see your life as a fabric with dark patches that do not fit, but from above I see the whole tapestry. Those dark colors are the backdrop against which my radiant light shines more brightly. So, do not see adversity as an enemy. See it as a teacher, I have sent to refine your soul. It is through these hard seasons that I build endurance, courage, and unwavering faith within you. I know you have asked me many times to remove the obstacles, yet I have allowed you to walk through them. It is not because I am indifferent, but because I want you to mature in your spiritual journey. If I cleared every path instantly, you would never discover the strength that lies within you when I walk beside you. Just as a father does not do his child's homework but sits close to teach him how to solve it, so I walk with you. I do not abandon you in the dark, but I give you enough light for each step. And with each step you will uncover hidden abilities you never knew you had. My child, look back at the seasons you have walked through. Was it not in the moments when you felt utterly exhausted that you learned how to pray with true desperation? Was it not when every support was stripped away that you came to me with your whole heart? And was it not in the times when I thought you could bear no more, that you discovered a mysterious strength carrying you? These were never accidents. They were my hand training your soul, preparing you for the longer journey ahead. Just as David had to face the lion and the bear before defeating Goliath, so too are you being forged through each trial to be ready for greater responsibilities I have already appointed for you. Understand this: trials are never designed to destroy, but to refine. Gold cannot shine unless it has passed through the fire. In the same way, your spirit cannot mature without enduring hardship. I know there have been many times when you long to give up, but my child, remain steadfast, for every crack is becoming the place where my light breaks through. You are not destined for collapse, but for victory. When you stand firm in the storm, heaven and earth testify that I am with you. The obstacles you see today may be invitations to change your perspective. Do not ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, ask, Lord, what are you teaching me through this circumstance? When you change the question, you create space for heavenly wisdom to pour down. Instead of seeing only the pain, you will see the opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand. Instead of feeling abandoned, you will sense my nearness, guiding each step. That is transformation from within, a transformation no circumstance can steal away. Engrave this truth in your heart: I will never allow a trial beyond what you can bear. Every burden that reaches you has been carefully weighed by me, and along with it I provide a way of escape. As Scripture says, He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, but when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. 1 Corinthians 1:0-1:3. That promise will never fail. No matter how surrounded you feel, there is always a way forward in my plan. Do you know why I allow you to walk through these lessons? Because I am equipping you not only for yourself, but so you may become a source of encouragement for many others. When you are delivered, your testimony will become a light for those still trapped in darkness. Others will find hope when they hear you say, I was once hindered, but God made a way. That honesty will reach the desperate heart more deeply than any sermon. You will be a living witness of my power and my love. Do not despise your circumstances, but see them as part of the journey. I never waste your pain. Every tear is recorded. Every groan is heard. And I promise to turn them into weapons, into strength that will launch you into a new season. Rise in faith, for what you suffer today will become tomorrow's testimony of my faithfulness. You will look back and see that no trial could ever stop one who clung to my hand. My beloved child, I want to lead you into the greatest truth of all: you are called to live in freedom. Freedom is not merely release from external chains, but the liberation of your soul, where fear, guilt, shame, and the weight of the past no longer bind you. You are no longer a prisoner to what was, for I paid the full price so that you could live in complete freedom. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:3-6. This is a promise unshakable, and it is the foundation for your new journey. Do not think of freedom as the moment when circumstances change, walls fall, or enemies vanish. I tell you the truth, freedom begins in the mind and the heart. When you embrace truth, the invisible chains break, even if the outward situation has yet to change. A person may sit in prison and yet live free if their soul is bound to me. On the other hand, someone may live surrounded by wealth and still be imprisoned if fear and sin hold them captive. I want you to know this truth so you will not be deceived. Your freedom does not depend on anything external. It flows from me, the source of eternal life. I see within you wounds not yet healed, grudges not yet released, and these are the cords quietly restraining you. They are the hidden ties that hold you back each time I call you forward. Let me cut them away. Forgive those who hurt you not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. Release bitterness, for it does not harm your enemies, it only hardens your soul. Hand over to me every fear, every failure, every heavy memory. In return, I will give you peace, joy, and hope. When you let go, you open the door wide to receive the abundant blessings I have prepared. Do not think of freedom as a fleeting feeling. It is a lifestyle nourished daily by faith and obedience. When you choose to walk in my word, you are planting seeds for a life of abundance. Each act of forgiveness, each moment of choosing faith over fear, each simple deed of love is breaking down strongholds the enemy built. You will discover that freedom is not won in a single instant, but is a journey where each step makes you lighter, each step brighter, until you walk in ever-increasing light. My child, imagine yourself standing before a great door. Beyond it lie blessings, healing, and the opportunities I have prepared for you. Yet the key to unlock it is not found in your own strength, but in absolute trust in me. When you declare by faith, I am set free in Christ, the door swings open. When you step through with courage, you will realize that every wall which once blocked your way was nothing more than an illusion stripped of power by my light. Do not hesitate, my child. Every day you delay is a day lost from living fully in the vision I have given you. I do not want freedom to be yours alone. I want you to become a messenger of freedom for others. The world is full of souls bound in suffering, doubt, and despair. When they see the transformation in you, they will hunger to know the source of strength that has changed your life. Let your light shine not by force, but by simply living with authenticity, with genuine love, and with true forgiveness. Your life itself will be a louder sermon than any words you could speak. Remember, the enemy will not give up easily. He will continue to whisper lies, trying to make you doubt your freedom. He will murmur, "You are still weak," or "You have not really changed." But my child, resist him with my word. Recall the promise, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:1-7. When you declare this truth, you are strengthening the spiritual hedge around your soul, and the enemy loses his foothold. I see the great potential within you. I see the gifts I have placed in you waiting to burst forth. I see the deep dreams you once buried out of fear of failure. Let me awaken them. Step into this new journey not as a victim, but as a warrior fully equipped. You carry within you my flame, and no power can extinguish it. Walk in faith, and let every action, every word, reflect the glorious freedom I have given you. Do not forget, your freedom is the proof of my great love. It is not the result of your efforts, but of my grace poured out. You do not have to strive to be worthy, for I have already made you worthy. All you need to do is receive it, live in it, and share it with others. When you walk fully in freedom, you are proclaiming, "My glory most powerfully, for the world will see that my power is still alive and working in people today." My beloved child, I am speaking to you of a new season you are about to enter. I have not only come to break chains or tear down walls, but to lead you into an entirely new path, a journey full of meaning, where each step is covered by heavenly light. You have endured dark seasons. You have staggered between fear and doubt. But now I want you to know A door is opening. A new road is being laid out for you to walk. I know your heart sometimes still wonders. Am I truly ready? Do I have the strength to step into the greatness God has promised? I want you to rest assured, for the preparation is not in your strength, but in my power. I am the one who equipped you before you were born. I planted seeds of faith, courage, and trust within your soul. You do not walk into this new season empty-handed. You walk carrying the treasure I have already placed within you. Remember when Moses stood before the Red Sea, he did not need a mighty army. He only needed to raise the staff in his hand at my command, and the waters parted. In the same way, I have given you a spiritual staff, my promises. Lift up your faith, and you will see the way open in the very midst of the sea of trials. Do not think that you were called to live an ordinary life. No, I have called you out of the mundane to walk into the extraordinary. I created you in my image, and within you is the imprint of greatness. Yet this greatness does not come from earthly power or fleeting fame, but from faithfulness and love. When you live in my truth and walk with steadfastness, you become a lamp shining in the darkness. Many will find their path because of your light. You are not only entering a new season for yourself, but you are opening the way for those around you. Every new beginning requires the courage to step out of your comfort zone. I know you have grown accustomed to the old ways, to familiar habits, to relationships, even to the wounds of your past. But you cannot hold on to darkness and step into light at the same time. You must release it in order to receive what is new. Just as Abraham heard my voice calling him to leave his father's household and journey to the land I promised, so too must you have the courage to walk forward even when you cannot see it all. That is faith, to trust me even when you do not fully understand, and that faith is the very key that unlocks your new season. I know you have feared change, yet look around. Everything in creation is constantly moving and transforming. The sun rises and sets, seasons come and go, trees shed their leaves and bloom again. If all I have created walks into change, then so must your life. Do not be afraid, for I am the one who governs every season. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. And now is your time. This is the season I have appointed for you. Understand that stepping into a new season is not merely an event, it is a process. I will lead you step by step like a father holding the hand of his child learning to walk. There will be times when you stumble, but I will lift you up again. There will be moments when you cannot see the whole path, but my light will shine enough for the next step. You do not need to see the entire journey. You only need to know that I go before you, illuminating the way. My presence with you is the sure guarantee that you will never be lost. So, my child, let your heart be open to receive what is new. I am preparing opportunities for you, things no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined. But if you keep looking back, you will miss the radiant future awaiting you. Lift your head high, look forward with faith. For I not only desire to free you from barriers, I long to usher you into fullness, abundance, and joy complete. Walk boldly, for you do not walk alone. You have me, and you have an army of angels surrounding and strengthening you along the way. Your new season is not built on your past accomplishments, but on complete trust in me. Do not think you must have it all together before you begin. If you have me, you have enough. I will supply what you lack. I will add strength in your weakness. I will grant wisdom where you do not yet understand. I am the one who is the same, yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews 1:3-8. I never change, and I, myself, am the unshakable foundation for every new season in your life. This is the moment to rise, to shake off the dust of fear, to cast aside the chains of the past, and to declare, I am ready to step into the new season my Father has prepared for me. When you proclaim this in faith, heaven moves. When you choose to believe, I will swing wide the doors. When you step forward, I will perform miracles. Do not hesitate any longer, for the future I have for you far surpasses anything you have imagined. Step in with courage, for you were born for this time, and I have already prepared everything you need to fulfill the journey. My beloved child, remember, this steadfastness is the key to sustaining this journey. Courage is needed to begin, but perseverance is needed to continue when challenges arise. The enemy will not give up easily. He will try to sow doubt, to cloud your vision, and to wear you down. But I say to you, stand firm. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. 1 Corinthians 1:5-8. Engrave this truth upon your heart. Every faithful step you take, no matter how small, carries eternal value in my eyes. Remember, steadfastness does not come from human willpower, but from intimate connection with me. Just as a branch withers when cut off from the vine, so too will you grow weary and faint when you stray from my presence. But when you remain in me, you will draw new strength each day. Keep the habit of seeking me not only in times of trouble, but also in days of peace. That consistency strengthens the roots of your faith, so that you will not be shaken when storms come. Understand, you do not need dramatic leaps to prove anything. It is the small, faithful choices repeated daily that build enduring strength enough to move even the mountains before you. I see how often you feel weak when facing great changes. You believe you must prepare more, learn more, gain more experience before you can begin. But hear me, you will never reach that place of enough by yourself. My power is made perfect in your weakness, 2 Corinthians 1:2-9. Let your weakness become the place where my strength is revealed. Do not fear admitting that you need me, for that is when the door of grace swings wide open. Faith is not a fleeting emotion, it is a choice. There will be days when you feel full of passion and belief, but there will also be days when you feel weary, discouraged, and devoid of motivation. It is in those days that you must choose to believe. Faith is not waiting until everything is clear before moving. It is stepping forward, even when you only see the next small step. Train your faith daily with real choices. Choose forgiveness over resentment, praise over complaint, hope over despair. These decisions, repeated, will build within you a faith that cannot be shaken. Do not fear the difficulties that come with a new season. I never promised you a path without obstacles, but I did promise you would never face them alone. I will walk with you, giving strength when you are weak, wisdom when you are confused, and peace when your heart wavers. I have sent my Spirit to dwell within you, to teach, comfort, and remind you each day. The Spirit is your faithful companion, whispering into your heart that you are never abandoned. Learn to listen to him in the smallest details, and you will be surprised at the clarity, precision, and love of his guidance. My child, I know there will be times when you stumble. Do not let that convince you that you have failed. A child learning to walk cannot avoid falling many times, yet the Father is always there to lift him up, to encourage him to keep going. So it is with you. I am never shocked by your falls, nor do I leave you in the dust. I will always raise you, wipe away your tears, and set you back on the path of destiny. Failure is not the end. It is only a lesson shaping you for greater strength. The only thing that can truly hinder you is refusing to rise again. But I believe in you, for within you burns a fire that cannot be quenched. This journey is not yours to walk alone. I have placed you in a community of faith to both support you and to be supported by you. Do not try to walk in isolation, for the enemy preys easily on the lone sheep. Seek out those who are wise, those who will walk with you in faith. Let them pray for you, share with you, and remind you of my promises when you feel faint. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I am in their midst. Matthew 1:8-20. The fellowship of faith is your shelter of strength and spiritual covering. Today I call you to keep the fire in your heart burning. That flame cannot survive on fleeting emotion. It must be fueled by my word and prayer. Set aside time to sit quietly in my presence so your soul may be renewed. Let the pages of Scripture become more than ink. Let them flow as life into every corner of your heart. When you praise me, even in adversity, chains fall and the atmosphere shifts. You will discover that worship is your greatest weapon in every battle. Do not fear the long road ahead. I know at times it looks uncertain, but every step matters. I have woven you into the stream of my eternal plan, and nothing can unravel it if you remain steadfast in me. Remember, this new season is not only for you to receive blessing, but to become a vessel of blessing for others. As you live faithfully, your life will not only transform your own path, but will touch generations to come. Every small choice you make today is weaving a radiant tapestry for tomorrow. My child, understand, this stepping into a new season is not a gentle shift, but a decisive breakthrough. This is not the time to tiptoe forward. This is the moment to move boldly, for I have swung wide the door for you to pass through. You have lived too long under the weight of limits, too long in the grip of doubt and delay. Now I say to you, the chains must fall, the walls must crumble, and you are free to walk the path of destiny I have laid before you. Many times you have tried to break free from the cycle of stagnation, only to feel like you ended where you began. You prayed, you waited, and sometimes it seemed as though nothing changed. But I remind you, not a single prayer has been wasted. Every tear, every whisper in the night has been recorded by me. Nothing is lost. Your waiting has not been in vain. It has been the process by which I have forged your soul, so that when the time comes, you would not only enter the new season, but be strong enough to keep it. The enemy knows your appointed time is drawing near, and that is why he intensifies his opposition. But do not be afraid. Once I have spoken, no force can stop it. If God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:3-1. You need not argue with the enemy, nor worry about his schemes, for victory is already assured. I have gone before you, clearing the way and providing every resource you need. All that is required of you is to believe and to walk forward. Breakthrough does not always come in a sudden miracle. Sometimes it begins with small steps of obedience. It might be choosing to forgive someone who wounded you, releasing a relationship that drains your soul, or simply rising earlier to seek me each day. Such steps may seem ordinary, but they open the way for extraordinary miracles. Remember, with only 5 loaves and 2 fish I fed thousands. What you place in my hands in obedience, I will multiply into wonders. The breakthrough I am giving you is not only to free you from the old, but to lift you to a new level. You will gain sharper clarity, stronger courage, and deeper joy. Fear will lose its grip, replaced by peace beyond understanding. Walking in my light, you will no longer be bound by the lies that haunted you. You will hear my voice more clearly, and you will see me guiding every step. Do not forget, freedom is not merely release from captivity. It is life lived to the fullest in my design. I do not want you only to escape pain. I want you to live abundantly. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. I want your spirit, your soul, and your daily life to overflow with joy, hope, and gratitude. The breakthrough I grant you will also touch those around you. As you walk in freedom, you become a living testimony of my love and power. Many will look at your life and find hope. You will not need to say much, for your transformation will speak louder than words. I desire to use you as a vessel to bring light to dark places, to comfort the broken, and to guide the lost. Your breakthrough is not only for you, it is for the community I've placed around you. Do not hesitate any longer. Do not let fear prolong its grip. Declare with your own lips, I am set free. I step into the new season by faith. In speaking this, you agree with my word and reject the enemy's lies. The power of faith-filled confession stirs movement in the spiritual realm. Let your mouth become an instrument of life, and let each declaration strengthen your trust in me. I have seen your tears in the night. I have heard your cries, and today I tell you dawn is breaking. The long night will not last forever. A new era is beginning, and you are called to enter it with courage. Leave behind the old chains, for they have no power over you. You are free. Free in mind, free in heart, free in the destiny I have designed. My beloved child, to hold firmly to the freedom you have received, you must renew your mind daily. Freedom is not just a glorious moment that fades. It is a lifestyle, a continual process in your spiritual journey. Many have touched the light but returned to darkness because their minds remain bound by old patterns. I do not want this for you. I want you to walk steadily, growing stronger each day, living fully in my truth. Your mind is the fiercest battlefield. The enemy cannot steal the blessings I have given you, but he can plant seeds of doubt in your thoughts. He may whisper, "You are unworthy, you will fail, you will never change." If you believe such lies, then even though you are free, you will live as a captive. That is why I call you to let my word renew your mind. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Romans 1:2-2. My child, renewal does not come in a single day, but gradually as you soak in my truth. Replace negative thoughts with my promises. When fear rises, remind yourself that I am your refuge. When insecurity drags you down, remember that you are my wonderful creation. When painful memories resurface, let my word wash you with grace and forgiveness. Each choice builds a fortress of truth in your mind, protecting you from every spiritual attack. My child, I know there are days when your mind feels chaotic, filled with conflicting thoughts like a whirlpool with no end. You wonder why, though you pray much, you still feel empty. I want you to understand, peace does not come from eliminating every sound around you, but from choosing to fix your focus on me. When your eyes are set on me, the storm will lose its power to overwhelm you. Remember my word in Isaiah 2:6-3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Wisdom is the foundation for maintaining freedom. I do not want you to live only in the emotions of a moment of praise, only to be swept away again by daily pressures. I want you to apply my truth in every small decision of your life. When you choose honesty instead of compromise, when you choose love instead of hatred, when you choose prayer instead of complaint, that is when you are living in wisdom. Such choices will guard you from temptation and keep you in the path I have set before you. I want you to realize that old habits will always try to return. Perhaps you were once familiar with fear, easily given to anger, or ruled by shame. As you step into this new season, those emotions will try again to knock at your door. But this time you are not alone. I have placed my Spirit within you, and He will remind you that you have been made new. You are no longer a slave to old patterns. You have the authority to say no to the chains that once bound you, and to choose instead to live by truth. Spiritual maturity is not about avoiding every trial, but about standing firm in the midst of trials. Like a tree with deep roots that remains unshaken by the storm, I want you to be like a tree planted by streams of water, whose leaf does not wither and who yields fruit. In season, Psalm 1:3. Hardship may come, but you will stand, because your strength does not come from the world but from me. To keep this freedom, you must choose a life of spiritual discipline. Do not let laziness or distraction steal what I have given you. Establish set times to seek me, to pray, and to read my word. Do not wait until you feel like it, for feelings shift like the wind. Come to me even when you feel nothing, for it is in such persistence that your relationship with me grows deeper. Remember, renewing your mind is not only for your benefit but also for the good of those around you. When your thoughts are washed by truth, your words will carry hope instead of bitterness, and your actions will flow from love rather than selfishness. Your life will become a source of inspiration to many. I call you to be a living example of renewal so that through you others may see my light. Therefore, guard your mind as a precious treasure. Watch over every thought and every emotion, bringing them under the guidance of my Spirit. When you do this, you will not only hold on to freedom but also walk in wisdom and peace that surpasses all understanding. I declare that you will no longer be a victim of old cycles, but a victor living a life full of hope and meaning. My beloved child, I want you to learn one more vital truth: vigilance. For you are living in a world of countless voices, thoughts, opinions, and temptations, vying for your attention every day. If you are not watchful, you will easily be swept into the current, and the seeds I have planted in you can be choked. Vigilance is the guardrail that keeps you from being deceived by appearances, enabling you to discern my true will. I see the subtle traps the enemy sets. They do not always appear threatening. Sometimes they come as advice that sounds reasonable, an opportunity that looks promising, or a relationship that seems harmless. Yet behind them lies the intent to steer you off course. That is why I call you to live with a sensitive spirit. Do not rush into decisions based solely on feelings or circumstances. Pause and seek me, and I will give you discernment. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Proverbs 1:4-1-2. Remember, discernment does not come from human knowledge, but from intimate fellowship with me. When you grow familiar with my voice, you will easily recognize what is true and what is false. Just as a shepherd knows each of his sheep, and the sheep knows his voice, so I want you to be so attuned to my voice that even when countless other sounds rise around you, you will still recognize mine. You will no longer be confused at crossroads, for the peace I give will affirm the way you should walk. Vigilance is not only for major decisions, but also for the small, everyday moments of life. I see how often you get distracted by trivial things, useless arguments, or unnecessary worries. They are like weeds that choke out the stream of life within you. I want you to recognize and uproot them before they take deep root. Have the courage to remove anything that robs your peace, and let your heart remain focused on what truly matters: your relationship with me. To be vigilant also means guarding the gates of your soul, your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. Whatever you allow yourself to see, hear, and speak profoundly shapes your spirit. If you fill your mind with negative images, gossip, or words laced with bitterness, your heart will grow dark. But if you choose to gaze upon what is pure, listen to words of encouragement, and speak words of life, you will be nourished by heavenly strength. Remember, out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks, Matthew 1:2-3-4. I call you to let your heart overflow with light, so that your mouth will release words of healing. One of the most powerful weapons for remaining watchful is unceasing prayer. Prayer is not only the moment you bow your head to list your needs, but the constant posture of your mind connected to me. Let prayer become your spiritual breath. Speak with me when you wake, whisper to me as you walk, cry out to me in trials, and give thanks to me in moments of joy. These seemingly small moments weave an unbreakable bond, keeping you continually in my presence. Vigilance will also help you stand firm against temptation. The enemy prowls seeking an entry point. He knows your weak spots and will not hesitate to exploit them. But when you are watchful, you will recognize deception at its start and deny it the chance to take root. You will stop before stepping onto the wrong path and call upon me for strength to refuse. I have promised no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, but when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. 1 Corinthians 10:13. Remember, vigilance is not about living in fear, always anxious that you might fall. On the contrary, it is living in peace because you know I am with you, guiding you, never letting you go astray when you seek me. It is like a lamp shining on your path in the night. You no longer walk blindly, but with clear direction. When you are vigilant, you will not be swept into the chaos around you, but will remain steadfast like a solid rock amidst turbulent seas. Keep your heart attentive to my signals. Do not ignore the gentle promptings of my spirit, for often I reveal myself through subtle nudges that others may overlook. As you learn to respond to these quiet whispers, you will avoid unnecessary harm and walk in peace. Train this spiritual sensitivity through silence before me, through reading my word, and through deep meditation on what you hear. My child, I call you to be vigilant. Do not let the distractions of the world rob you of the sacred joy I have placed in your heart. Guard your heart, watch over your mind, and allow my spirit to lead you in all things. When you do, you will stand firm against every temptation, keep clarity in the midst of confusion, and continue to walk in the true freedom I have given you. I rejoice to see you becoming one who is watchful, a steadfast warrior, and a shining light in the darkness. My beloved child, I want you to take one step further, the step of quick obedience. Many hear my word but are slow to act, and so blessings are delayed. Freedom is fractured, and doors that once stood open gradually close. I do not want this for you. Obedience is the bridge that carries you from promise to fulfillment. Without obedience, faith remains theory, but when you act upon my word, the power of heaven is revealed in tangible ways. Look at the figures of Scripture. Abraham is called the father of faith, not only because he believed in his heart, but because he left his homeland and stepped into the unknown simply at my command. Noah did not merely believe that a flood was coming. He obeyed by building the ark in the midst of dry land. Paul did not just believe he was called. He left all behind to bring the gospel to the nations. They became shining examples because their faith was always paired with quick obedience. I want you to be the same, not only one who listens, but one who acts the moment you hear my voice. I know there are times when you want to understand everything before you move. You ask, why must I go this way? Why must I let go of that? Can I be sure this is best? But remember, you cannot see the whole picture. I am the one who formed all things, the Alpha and the Omega, who knows the end from the beginning. When I speak, it is not mere advice, but perfect guidance wrapped in love and wisdom. If you delay, you risk missing the very moment I have appointed. This is why I call you to obey without hesitation, for delay often becomes the doorway through which the enemy sows doubt. Obedience does not mean you will understand everything instantly. Obedience means choosing to trust me even when the path is unclear. Like a child holding his father's hand, he does not need to know where each step leads. He only needs to know that the hand holding his is safe. I hold your hand in the same way. If you trust and walk as I lead, you will see that every step draws you closer to the blessing I promised. We walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Obedience carries an even deeper meaning. It shatters the grip of fear. When you hear and act upon my word, you declare that fear no longer rules your heart. You no longer need to control every detail, for I am in control. You no longer need to worry about the future, for I have already prepared a good end. You are no longer bound by the past, for you have been redeemed by the precious blood of Christ. Obedience is the pathway to true freedom, for when you follow me, no chain can hold you. Yes, obedience will sometimes require sacrifice. It may mean releasing a relationship that drains life, abandoning a habit that drags you down, or embracing a road harder than you expected. But I promise you, there is nothing you surrender for me that will not be restored to you many times over. I am faithful. When you lay before me what you value most, I open treasures you never knew existed. Sacrifice in obedience is never loss. It is the seed sown that will reap a harvest far greater than you can imagine. Obedience does not only transform your life, it touches those around you. As you walk in trust and follow my will, your light will shine into the darkness of others. They will see your steadfastness, your peace, and your joy, and it will draw them closer to me. You become a living testimony, not merely with words, but with the witness of your life. I want you to learn to obey not only in great matters, but in small ones. Breakthrough often comes not from a single large decision, but from countless small choices made each day. Obedience looks like forgiving when you would rather hold a grudge, speaking encouragement when you would rather remain silent, giving when you feel lack, and praying when you feel weary. These small acts weave together into a radiant tapestry, drawing you ever nearer to the fullness of my plan. Obedience is never in vain. You may not see the results immediately, but I am at work. I see every small step you take, every quiet sacrifice you make, and I will reward you with my perfect timing. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 1265. Believe that every act of obedience is preparing you for a great harvest. Therefore, train your heart to practice quick obedience. When you hear my voice, act without delay. When you feel my spirit stirring within you, step forward without hesitation. Let obedience become your natural reflex, as natural as breathing. When you live this way, no force can withhold the blessings I have prepared. You will walk in lasting freedom, overflowing joy, and unshakable faith. My beloved child, now I want you to grasp another vital key: perseverance. For the journey of faith is not a short sprint, but a long race. Some promises I have spoken over your life do not come instantly, not because I delay, but because I am shaping your spirit to be strong enough to hold the blessing. Without perseverance, you would give up halfway and never see the glory I have prepared. I have seen how many times you prayed and hoped, but when the answers did not appear, doubt crept in, and you thought I had not heard or had forgotten you. But I tell you, every prayer, every tear, every sigh of your heart is remembered by me. Not one has fallen to the ground in vain. I alone know the right timing and the perfect way to answer. Just as a seed needs time beneath the soil before it sprouts, grows, and bears fruit, so your prayers require time to mature. If you persist in waiting, you will surely see the harvest at its appointed time. I have shown you many witnesses of perseverance. Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, slandered and imprisoned for years, never abandoned his trust in me, and in the end I raised him to be governor, to save nations from famine. Daniel prayed faithfully 3 times a day, even when it meant the threat of the lion's den, and through that steadfastness I delivered him and revealed my power to a kingdom. Even Jesus, my beloved Son, endured the cross with unshakable patience, and through his perseverance, salvation was given to all mankind. You see, every great victory is born through perseverance. Your perseverance is the truest evidence of faith. Anyone can believe when life is easy, but only those who endure can stand firm in trial. When you hold to faith, even without seeing the answer, you bring delight to me. For my word says, we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Sometimes I allow trials to last not to weary you, but to strengthen your faith until it is durable and immovable. Perseverance makes you a warrior, one not easily toppled by the storm. Understand that perseverance does not mean enduring bitterness, but maintaining joy and peace even before the breakthrough comes. It is the posture of a heart confident that I am at work, even when the natural eye sees nothing. You may choose to dwell in sorrow, complaint, and doubt, or you may choose to praise, give thanks, and trust me completely. That choice determines whether you move forward or remain stagnant. When you persist in praise, you open the door for miracles. I know there are days you feel weary, as though you have no strength left to continue. Yet it is in those very moments that I call you to run to me for renewed strength. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. You cannot hold yourself up forever, but when you lean on me, I give you supernatural endurance. You will no longer feel like you are dragging your feet, but like you are rising on wings borne by the breath of my Spirit. Perseverance bears fruit not only for you, but also for those around you. When your family, friends, and co-workers see you still faithful, still trusting, even through difficulty, they will be stirred to seek me. Your life becomes a living testimony that I am faithful, that I keep my promises, and that no one who hopes in me is put to shame. Your perseverance plants seeds of hope in the next generation and leaves behind an eternal mark. My child, perseverance is not a burden, it is a privilege. Every time you choose not to give up, you take another step closer to glory. Every time you choose faith over doubt, you are building an unshakable fortress of belief. Every time you choose prayer over complaint, you are laying the foundation for a miracle. And I promise you, you will reap far more than you imagine. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Do not abandon hope, just because the answer has not yet come. Do not let the enemy rob your joy with lies that I have forgotten you. I never forget. I am working still quietly, surely, to bring forth the outcome at the perfect moment. Keep praying, keep believing, keep walking forward, for your reward is great. I want you to understand this. Perseverance is not just waiting, but waiting with the right heart. Many wait with bitterness, murmuring, doubting, and fearful thoughts. That kind of waiting bears no fruit, for it is like sowing seed in dry ground without water. But when you wait with praise, thanksgiving, and trust, your waiting becomes fertile soil where seeds of faith will sprout and yield abundance. My beloved child, remember this: your attitude in the season of waiting matters just as much as the destination itself. If you wait with joy and with songs of praise, your soul will be strengthened, hope will grow, and patience will be made complete. But if you allow bitterness and despair to take root, each day will feel like a burden pressing heavily on your shoulders, draining your strength before the blessing arrives. I do not want you to break along the way. I want you to endure to the end. Therefore, wait in peace, wait in praise, and wait in steadfast trust. Waiting rightly does not mean being passive, sitting still, and letting things unfold on their own. On the contrary, it is an active process. While you wait, keep praying. While you wait, keep serving. While you wait, keep sowing seeds of love, for every small act of faithfulness becomes the foundation upon which I will build the greater things in your life. You may think your small steps are insignificant, but I tell you, each one carries weight. Just as a farmer continues to water and tend the soil, even when no shoots appear, so you too must cultivate the soil of your heart with prayer, trust, and gratitude, even before the harvest breaks through. Perseverance is also revealed in your faithfulness with the small things. Many are willing to sacrifice for something grand, yet easily neglect the daily little things. But true faithfulness is proven in the small, and it is in those small things that you are prepared to handle greater responsibility. If you cannot endure a small delay, how will you endure greater trials? That is why I want you to focus on the little tasks, keeping a joyful attitude in your daily work, loving and forgiving in your relationships, being consistent in prayer, and in my word. These are the bricks that build a firm foundation for future breakthroughs. I know waiting can make you weary. You may ask, how long until the promise comes to pass? How long until the dream is fulfilled? But I tell you, do not measure me by the clock or the calendar of man. My timing is not your timing. I know precisely the moment that is best, and I will not arrive too early or too late. I arrive on time, and when I do, I make all things more beautiful than you could have imagined. In all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans 8:2-8. This waiting season is also the time when I prepare you for what is to come. If I gave you the blessing before you were ready, you would not be able to keep it. But in your perseverance, I am building in you the strength to protect what I am about to place in your hands. I am expanding your capacity, shaping your character, and teaching you to live in full dependence on me. Remember, I care as much about who you become as I do about what you receive. Waiting is my training ground where you are made resilient and mature. Perseverance also teaches you to fix your eyes on me rather than on your circumstances. If you look only at the problem, you will see yourself as small and powerless. But if you look at me, you will discover the limitless strength that is with you. When Peter looked at me, he walked on water. When he looked at the waves, he began to sink. So it is with you. If your eyes remain fixed on me, you will endure. But if you focus only on the storm, you will falter. Keep your gaze on me, and your heart will be anchored in unshakable certainty, knowing this perseverance is never in vain. You may not see immediate results, but in heaven, every act of faithfulness is recorded. Every prayer, every time you choose to believe instead of doubt, is engraved before me. And at the right moment, I will pour out blessings beyond measure. I will make your perseverance worthwhile. I will redeem lost years and give you more than you imagined. Therefore, wait not only with patience, but with praise. Turn the days without answers into days of worship. Let every moment of waiting become an opportunity to draw closer to me, to know my wisdom and love more deeply. When you live this way, waiting will no longer be a burden, but a sweet journey, one that brings you nearer to me and to the promise I have prepared. My beloved child, I want you to understand that perseverance is never in vain. Every step you take, steadfastness, is building up a precious spiritual inheritance, and on the appointed day, you will witness a radiant breakthrough. You may think you are waiting in vain, that your efforts go unnoticed, but I declare to you, not one tear has fallen without meaning. Not one prayer has been forgotten. Not one act of faithfulness has been overlooked. All are recorded before me, and in the right season they will blossom into a harvest so abundant it will bring you to tears of awe. Remember, the reward of perseverance is not only in the outward result, but in the inward transformation it produces in you. As you endure through trials, your spirit grows strong, your wisdom deepens, and your faith becomes unshakable. That is the true treasure. A soul refined in fire shines brighter than pure gold, and a heart trained to trust becomes like a rock unmoved by storms. You will no longer be swayed by the words of men or the schemes of the enemy, for you will have learned how to stand firm in me. Beloved, the reward of perseverance is also the experience of seeing my hand move in wondrous ways. If everything came easily, you would never know the meaning of miracle. But when you have walked through the darkest nights and then suddenly see light break forth, you cannot deny my presence. It is the long wait that makes the joy of victory so rich. It is the struggle that makes my deliverance unforgettable. Through perseverance, you will come to know me more deeply as the God who is faithful, who never abandons, and whose promises never fail. Look at Abraham. He waited decades to receive Isaac, the son of promise. That waiting did not weaken his faith, but strengthened it. And when the promise came, it was not only joy for his family, but the foundation for an entire nation and for the plan of salvation itself. In the same way, your perseverance today will bring blessing not only to you, but to generations after you. You will become a living witness that those who patiently trust in the Lord will never be put to shame. Perseverance opens doors far beyond what you imagine. I declared in Ephesians 3:20 that I am able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think according to the power that works in us. You may be asking for something small, but through perseverance, I will give you greater, richer, and more beautiful things. Your dreams may be limited by circumstance, but my dreams for you stretch higher than the heavens. When you endure, you will see the vastness of the plans I have prepared. Your perseverance also stands as a testimony to the world. People may mock your faith, say you are wasting your time or that your prayers are meaningless. Yet when they see you remain steadfast year after year and then witness the miracles I perform in your life, they will have no argument left. Your perseverance will become undeniable evidence that I am the living God still at work, still rewarding those who seek me. Your life will become an open book through which others read the story of my faithfulness. And my child, the reward of perseverance is not only in this life, but in eternity. In heaven I will place upon the heads of the faithful a crown of glory. Every sacrifice, every drop of sweat and tear, every patient day of waiting will be repaid with everlasting honor. If we suffer with him, we shall also be glorified with him. Romans 8:17. Never forget, your journey does not end here in the temporary, it carries into eternal life. I know there are times when perseverance feels beyond your strength, but remember, I do not call you to endure in your own power, but in the strength of my Spirit. When you are weak, I will give strength. When you are weary, I will lift you up. When you want to quit, I will embrace you and remind you of your purpose. My presence will sustain you until the end. You are never alone in this race, for I walk beside you always. Therefore persevere with hope. Do not let trials steal your joy. Do not let delays blur your vision. Do not let the lies of the enemy make you give up. Hold tightly to my promises, keep walking forward, keep believing, and you will see my glory revealed in your life. Your perseverance is the very key that will unlock the door to blessing, and you will step into a new season of abundance, far beyond all you have asked or imagined. My beloved child, I want you to realize that you are standing at the threshold of a new season, a journey I have already prepared for you. But to step into this season, you must prepare your heart, your mind, and your way of living. You cannot carry with you old burdens, unhealed wounds, or distorted thoughts into the new door I am opening. If you do, these very things will become obstacles that keep you from enjoying the fullness of what I have set before you. Therefore I call you, let go, lay down what no longer belongs to you, so that your soul may walk freely under my guidance. My child, your mind must be renewed each day. Old thoughts, old habits, and old ways of seeing will never take you to the place I intend to lead you. Let my word wash your mind so that you may think with heavenly wisdom instead of the worries of this world. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 1:2. You must learn to see through spiritual eyes, to recognize that my plan stretches far beyond the limits you face. When you allow me to shape your thoughts, you will realize the truth that you are not bound by circumstances, but are free in my love and power. Preparing for a new season also means cutting away ties that no longer bring life. There are relationships, habits, and even desires that have grown stale, and if you hold on to them, they will become cords pulling you backward. I know this is not easy, for sometimes you have been bound to them so long that you think you cannot live without them. But I say to you, trust me enough to let go. When you walk away from what is not of me, you will make room to receive what is better. I never take away without giving back in abundance. Believe that my hands are always giving you what is best. Remember, preparation also means strengthening your faith in the small things. Practice gratitude each day. even before you see great changes. Focus on the little blessings I give you. Each breath you take, each new day, I allow you to begin the love of those around you. When you learn to give thanks in small things, your heart will be ready to receive the greater. Gratitude opens the door to joy, and joy becomes the strength that carries you forward into the new season. Preparation for the new also means walking by faith, not by sight. Many times you will not see the road clearly ahead, but I want you to believe that each step will be illuminated at the right time. Just as Israel crossed the Red Sea, only when they stepped into the water did the dry path appear, so it is with you. When you dare to step forward in faith, you will see that I have already prepared the way. If you wait until everything looks certain before moving, you may miss the miracle. Let faith go before what your eyes can see. Preparation requires that you learn to listen to the Spirit's voice in each decision. Do not rush. Do not act merely on emotion or the advice of others. Seek me first, ask for my light, and patiently wait for my confirmation. You will discover that when the Spirit leads, the right doors open naturally, while the wrong ones close to protect you. The more you grow sensitive to my whisper, the more secure your steps will be in wisdom. Do not fear change. Many times you worry because you cannot see what lies ahead, but I assure you, what I prepare for you is always good. Like a potter reshaping clay, sometimes I must break the old form to create a new vessel more beautiful and whole. It may bring pain for a moment, but the result will be a masterpiece that reflects my glory. Therefore, trust me and move forward. Do not look back to what is gone, for I am doing something new in your life. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up Isaiah 4:3-19. Preparation for the new season is not to weigh you down, but to set you free. As you walk in obedience, you will find yourself lighter, stronger, and filled with hope. Let me teach you the art of living free, free from fear, free from the past, free from comparison and judgment. In that freedom, you will see clearly who you are in me, chosen, loved, and blessed to become a source of inspiration for the world. So, my child, let this preparation become the moment you enter deeper into intimacy with me. Do not seek me only in times of need, but seek me to know me more. As you draw near, you will hear my voice more clearly. You will recognize my guidance, and you will be filled with my unshakable love and peace. Let this season be the sacred time of transformation, where you are changed from the inside out, made ready to receive all that I am about to do in your life. My beloved, I want you to know that the preparation you are going through is never meaningless. It is like the training days of a warrior before battle, like the months of sowing seeds before the harvest. Be patient, trust me, keep a thankful heart, and you will see the new season unfold in glory. You will step into it not with empty hands, but with a heart overflowing with life, peace, and hope. This is the reward for you, the one who chose faithfulness, who chose preparation, and who chose to walk with me. My child, remember that everything I have spoken to you is not just words, but life itself, breath from my heart, given to strengthen your soul. You are not hearing these words by accident, but because I appointed this moment for them to reach you. Like seeds sown into good soil, these promises will take root, grow, and bear fruit in your life, so long as you nurture them with faith and obedience. You are not walking alone. From the beginning to the end, I am the one who walks beside you, the one who holds your hand through every season. I have seen the wounds, the tears, the failures, and even the hidden longings within you. Nothing is hidden from my sight. And because I know you so deeply, my love for you is whole and unchanging. Believe that even in the moments you feel my absence, I am still working behind the scenes, arranging everything to work together for your good. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans 8:2-8. Entering a new season does not mean you will never face trials. The difference is that now you walk with the assurance that I am with you. The battle may be fierce, but the victory is already secured. You may stumble, but I will raise you up. You may be misunderstood, but I will vindicate you. You may lose, but I will double. You may feel alone, but my presence will cover you like shade in the heat of the day. You do not need to fear, for I am your keeper, your strong fortress, your unfailing source of strength. I have placed within you seeds of greatness. They are not the product of chance, but the fruit of my eternal will. You are called to be light shining in the darkness, a living testimony of my love and power. Though the world may despise you, though others may doubt you, though the enemy may try to hinder you still, my purpose for you does not change. I chose you before the foundation of the world, and no force can erase that calling. Live with the certainty that you are my treasure, my warrior, and my witness of boundless grace. Do not let the past hold you back. Do not let fear paralyze you. Do not let lies cause you to doubt your worth. You have been forgiven, redeemed, and empowered to live in fullness. Every chain has been broken, every curse shattered, and you are free to become who I destined you to be. Boldly declare this truth. Every day I am loved, I am chosen, I am protected. When you proclaim it in faith, darkness must retreat, and my light will shine through you. I know there are days when you feel small and insignificant, but I declare that your worth is infinite. It is not based on what you do, but on my love for you. You are so valuable that I sent my only Son to give his life for you. How then can you ever think of yourself as useless? Lift your head high and walk in your true identity. You are not a failure, but a victor. You are not abandoned, but cherished. You are not forgotten, but engraved upon my heart. And now I call you to spread this love to the world. Do not keep for yourself what you have received. There are countless souls longing for hope, wandering in darkness, needing to see light through you. Share your story, show mercy, let your faith become a torch that guides others. In this way, your life will become a witness to my endless kindness. Every soul touched through you will be a crown of glory you will carry on the day I welcome you into eternity. Never forget that I am always near. Whisper my name and you will sense my presence. Lift a prayer, and I will listen. Open the scriptures, and I will speak through its pages. Step out in faith, and you will see miracles. I have never and will never leave you. You are mine, and my love for you has no end. So now step boldly into this new chapter of your life. Carry with you the assurance that you are never alone, that your future has been perfectly arranged, and that every dream I planted in you will bloom in its season. You need not worry about tomorrow, for I am already there waiting. You need not tremble before adversity, for I am the one who reigns over all. You need not doubt your worth, for I have named you with everlasting love. Go forth with steadfast faith, and a heart full of hope, for your future is brighter than anything you have ever imagined. Thank you for receiving today's message. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so together we may keep receiving these living words, strengthening faith and walking in the boundless love of God. Amen.